Immediately after our 5.2.2, which is our primary findings from the primary data, we then proceed to the conclusions. The conclusion are the major findings from both the literature review and primary data. So this will comprise of the summary of the key findings from both the literature and primary data findings. So you're taking up all the key findings from both the literature and the primary data findings. That is what constitutes the conclusions. Once you are done with the conclusions, you then proceed to 5.4, which is the recommendations of the study. How do you highlight, how do you write this? How do you present this properly? You firstly indicate what has been indicate what has been discovered in the study. You understand? You first indicate what has been discovered in the study. Then you highlight immediately what does this particular study recommend. So there must be a clear relationship between what has been discovered in the study and what is being recommended, so that the reader can be able to capture the necessity of this particular recommendation. That because the chapter has discovered this, it is therefore recommended that. You don't just throw in your recommendation. Your recommendation will come from the findings of the findings from the literature review, the findings from the primary data. Therefore, you then you draw your recommendation. Some recommendations will be made by your participants or respondents when answering the question. Then you provide an analysis of that. Then you make your recommendation based on that. So it is very important that when you are capturing your recommendation, you clearly indicate the relationship between the findings and the recommendation, so that your reader is able to establish the importance of this recommendation and the relevance of this recommendation to the study. Once you have done that, you then proceed to the area for further research. What do you recommend should be done? You understand? To conduct a future research. It could be a change in methodology. One, for example, might say that because you conducted a qualitative study with a limited number of participants, it is recommended that you conduct a quantitative study with a bigger sample, so that the findings of the study can be generalized into the entire population. Am I making sense? So it could be the method that was used, that it should be changed in order to view or to test the hypothesis in a different using a different method. It could be that the sample was not sufficient. It could be the research instrument did not capture all what was needed to capture in order for you to provide the true reflection of the matter. Having said that, you then you proceed to 5.6, which is in this instance will be the conclusion. This is the conclusion of the entire study, not only for chapter 5. You are now concluding for the whole study, meaning which from chapter 1 up to chapter 5, you make that particular conclusion. I think I've covered a lot for today. Let's carry on in our next session, where I will be bringing in different comments from different scholars. based on each and every chapter. We will be picking up certain sections of the chapter now, not the entire chapter. Where we see that students are having a challenge, then we make a video and present those.